back to the channel. So today we are going to make some pumpkin waffles. They are going to be made with minimal ingredients and super easy and quick to put together. The only time consuming part is putting it in the waffle maker and letting it do its thing. So that we can't help. It is what it is. It's going to take the time that it needs. But as far as putting the batter together, you can do that so fast, literally 5 minutes. You've got your whole batter together and you are just focusing on getting them into the waffle machine. I decided to make little pumpkin shapes. They're so cute and I really like this machine because I had to use just a tiny bit of oil, but it was very minimal. And that's fine with me as long as it's very minimal because it does bother my stomach and I don't feel well when I'm having oil. So yeah, I mean, it's fine because the batter itself doesn't have any extra oils or any of that stuff. So I feel good about that, just adding that little bit just to make sure it doesn't stick, and I'm good. But they're so cute and they're like perfect size. So I have 4 when I have my breakfast. I mean, if you don't have a big appetite like me, maybe you could eat less, but it is what it is. I'm trying to add a little bit more protein in my diet, so sometimes I add a sprinkling of protein powder in there and it works perfectly too if that's something that you're concerned about. As I'm aging, again, I just like to top myself up on a little bit more protein just to make sure that I'm getting what I need for my healthy bones and joints and the whole spiel, because I have a very bad history of bone disease in my family and osteoporosis, so we're not going to go down that road. I am going to fight tooth and nail not to go down that road, so I have to be more mindful and incorporate certain things into my diet. So I'm just having my Dandy Blend this morning. It's a coffee alternative. It tastes like coffee. It's so delicious and it's comforting and soothing and super nice for the cold months of the year. So this time of year, although it's getting chilly, I do enjoy it because of all the leaves outside and how beautiful nature is. Mother Nature is amazing. The seasons, wow, like it blows your mind as to how quickly things can change. You know, I was just out there in the summertime weather and now everything is crisp and the leaves are falling and Mother Nature is starting to quiet down, and it's time to take a rest, a breather, take things slow. We really need to follow Mother Nature because honestly, if we do, sorry, I just gotta move my candle because it's a little too close to my water bottle over there. A little too close. But anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, if we follow Mother Nature's way of doing things, if we follow her patterns, really a lot of our stress and anxiety can be decreased, because if you look at the seasons, summertime is a time of go and getting things done and being productive and growing things and, you know, being outside as much as possible. And then as the seasons change, at least if you live in a place like where I live in Canada, things slow down, they quiet down. It's Mother Nature's way of saying, hey, the jobs are done now. You've done all of the work. Now it's time to quiet down and just chill. So this is the time of year where I like to have my cozy drinks. I like to make cozy recipes and, you know, things like stews and soups and things like that that are super comforting and delicious. Another great way of adding a lot of nutrition into your diet by having these types of meals. So good. Oh, I don't know if you can see my sweater. This was a thrift like 4 years ago, and what a great find. My daughter found it and she was like, Mom, is this not the perfect sweater for you? Like, seriously? Because it says the garden is my happy place. Yeah, the garden is my happy place. And of course, they're having a cup of coffee, which is also very much me. So this time of year, I still like to take my long walks. I'm probably not hitting my 26,000 steps anymore because now the nice weather is pretty much gone. It's not too bad though. But I'm still getting a lot of steps in, like a lot. So until it gets really freezing cold and I have to bundle up significantly, I'm going to be trying to make sure that I'm getting my steps in. So I like to take long walks in the neighborhood and just see how, you know, the trees are losing all their leaves and all the pretty colors that fall provides us. But also I grew up walking and being in cemeteries. I know that sounds really creepy, but my grandparents' house backed onto a cemetery, and we always took walks through there. Like, it was a very calming and soothing actual place for us. And growing up, I was never scared. It didn't give me like the creeps at all. You know, a lot of the graves that I'll put some clips in as well. A lot of the clips show like the stones are so old that you can barely read them. And I know that some people volunteer and they clean up the actual stones just so that it's a little more legible, which I think is like amazing that they do that, because it's honoring that person. And maybe there's no more family left because they've been there for over 200 years, right? But there's a lot of old graves, and it's just so interesting. And I find the stones to be so beautiful, and there was so much thought put into them when these families provided, you know, their loved ones with these stones of memorial. So yeah, that doesn't creep me out like at all, you know. And I know that part of like the spooky kind of Halloween-ish things, you know, people are like, ooh, cemetery. I'm like, I don't know, it's like a normal thing to me, but maybe I'm a little different. But yeah, I like walking through there, especially in the fall, because the leaves are beautiful and it's just covering the ground. It's like quiet and calm, and it just, I don't know, fall vibes. Going back to the recipe, these waffles can be made into pancakes. Originally the recipe was made into pancakes, and I will insert it into the description box, but I'll also add my original video where I have that recipe, plus I did a latte. And I'm actually making a latte again today because I have extra pumpkin, so why not, right? So you can use that recipe for either or, and it's going to work. It's not fussy. It is such an easy recipe. As far as customizing it, you could definitely customize it. You can customize the seasonings to your liking. You can add different toppings. You can put fruit on top of it if you like. I like making, especially this time of year, little ghosts to go with it, just to make it like spooky Halloween-ish. But yeah, you know, you can add icing sugar on top if you are serving it for somebody and you want to jazz it up. You could add a little bit of vegan whip on top if, again, you want to make it more fancy. So it's up to you how fancy you want to make it, but I just eat them plain. I just put pure maple syrup on it, call it a day, and they're so delicious. So you decide how you want to serve them. If you want to eat them plain, go for that as well, because why not? Just, you know, they're delicious on their own. They don't even need anything. And I added that little bit of coconut sugar, so they are just on the like little bit of a sweet side. So completely up to you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support on the channel, and I will see you guys soon. Hey guys, so today we're going to make some pumpkin waffles, and we are going to make them in this cute little waffle maker, a mini one that I found on Amazon. I'm just using some really simple ingredients, just my pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie filling, remember. We just don't want it to be crazy sweet. I will be adding a little bit of coconut sugar to it just to sweeten it a little tiny bit, but I don't add much because I do like to add syrup after. So then I have my baking powder, and then I have this organic all-purpose flour that I'm using because that's what was on sale. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna double the recipe. I'm gonna add 1 cup of this just because the original recipe that I have on YouTube, I think it's going back maybe like a couple years ago, maybe, I don't know, I can't remember, but I know I made it. And I only made 4 of my pancakes. But I'm going to use that same recipe for this waffle maker, and it's going to be fine. But these are mini, so I am going to get a few more out of them. but I think I'm gonna for sure double the recipe, if not triple it, just so that there's some extra at home. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what I decide on doing. So this is the only milk that I have right now, so that's what I'm gonna be using. It is sweetened, it is vanilla, but that's all that I have. I have used it with regular milk and it turns out fine, but whatever you have, go ahead and use it. So I have 1 cup of the pumpkin puree, so I doubled the recipe. And then I'm also going to double the milk. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put in 1 cup of the plant-based milk. So depending on the flour that you're gonna use, you might need a touch more milk. So at least, you know, 1 extra tablespoon, maybe 2. So I am going to err on the side of caution and not put it in yet because I'm not using oat flour, which I normally use when I'm baking, but I didn't get a chance to grind any, and I have this flour that was on sale. So I'm just gonna use that. It's organic, it's healthy, it's fine. And that is what I'm going to use. So I'm not going to go ahead and add the extra milk yet until I need it. So if you want to do things properly, you can sift your flour so you don't get any clumps, but you guys know me, I'm always into the quick and easy baking. I just don't really care that much. So I'm just going to toss it right in. And again, I'm doubling it. So I'm doing 2 of these because I am doubling the recipe, and each recipe is 3/4 cup of your flour of choice. So I have coconut sugar in here, baking powder, I have the flour, and I have the milk, and of course the pumpkin puree. I'm also adding in this pumpkin spice. And this is an organic one that I found on Amazon. So you're gonna go ahead and mix everything. I should have added the baking powder with the flour, but of course, you know me, I'm just always winging everything. I just throw everything in here. So when I have patience, I'll do the dry ingredients separate, and then I'll do the wet ingredients separate as well, and then combine them. But on today is kind of a rush day period, and I'm just kind of breezing through everything. So hopefully everything turns out okay. Just gonna give it a good mix. So it is just heating up now, super cute. It's really tiny. This is what it looks like. So that's just heating. And then once the green light is on and it's nice and heated, I will go ahead and add in some of the mixture. And that has mixed really nicely, considering I just winged everything and threw everything in one bowl. It's kind of a forgiving recipe, I guess. Not all recipes are like that though. I don't recommend you just throwing everything in one bowl. Probably put the dry ingredients in one bowl, the wet ingredients in another, but sometimes you're just in a hurry. So I'm going to be adding the mixture into this 1/4 cup just for easy, transfer to the little machine. And that way, it hopefully will make less mess, and just it's a little bit easier to do it that way. So let's see how that goes. So as far as the oil goes, this is the only thing that I have at home. Again, it's for like the waffle maker, the regular waffle maker, and sometimes my daughter likes to use a little bit of oil, so this is what she uses. So I'm gonna lift this in a moment just to see how it's doing, but I don't wanna lift it too early because then of course you will just make a huge mess and it will separate and not be a whole little pumpkin. So, oh, looks like it worked, guys. There it is. There's a little pumpkin. Okay, and here it is. Super cute. Pretty good for a first one. Usually the first ones look super ugly, but it's doing pretty good. And then you can see the waffle on the other side. But yeah, there is the cute little shape. So I guess it is pretty minimal as far as the oil goes, but it just upsets my stomach, so I don't know how I'm gonna fare with that, but we're gonna see. And then, yeah, just continuing our little process of our cute little waffles. It smells so, so amazing. Oh my gosh, it smells so good in here. It smells like fall vibes going on in this kitchen. And then I did save some of the pumpkin puree because I'm going to make a latte. I do have a video, actually it's the same video that I have the pancakes that I made with this batter. I also made a latte if you're interested in making a latte at home and save money. But yeah, so I'm saving that so that I can make a nice yummy flavored latte, a nice treat for the day. So I'm just making my yummy breakfast, something comforting for the day because it is a little bit cold today. We did have summer hit us again and it's been beautiful and I have been walking so much. But then again, it always turns like how it is in Canada, especially Ontario. You never know what to put on. You could be wearing shorts today and you were wearing a full winter coat the next day. So yeah, that's how we're rolling today. It's chilly, so I am going to enjoy these and then head out for a long walk and bear the cool weather. But I'm just going to be consoled by the lovely trees and beautiful nature that is all around, and just try not to think about the ugly weather that's ahead, you know? Okay, and there we go. There she is. Super cute. And I add a lot of pumpkin to mine. I know some people do not like their waffles and their pancakes very pumpkiny, but I mean, that's the whole point. It's a pumpkin pancake or waffle. I like tasting the, you know, pumpkin coming through. Like, am I weird? I know a lot of recipes and a lot of people add just a smidge and I'm like, I can't taste it. So this is how I do it. If you don't like it super pumpkin-y, then you can decrease the pumpkin as well. So I just use my spatula, and I wish I had a mini one, which I don't right now. And you kind of just unwedge it from this side. And then there you go. There's your little pancake. It's super hot. I gotta put it down so I don't burn my fingers, but it is very cute and it was done really quick. So we have the coffee maker in the background, sorry. But yeah, so as far as the oil goes, I already made 4 of them, and now I put a little bit on the top part. I just put 1 little spray of this avocado spray on the top, just so that maybe I can get another 4 without spraying. So not too bad, I guess, when you look at it like that. A little bit of spray and you can make, you know, more than 3. I got 4 out of each one. So still low in oil, I guess. So that makes me feel a bit better. I thought I was gonna have to spray like each time. I'm like, no. Oh, my tummy is going to be very upset, but it's okay. We got it under control, we're good. Just a little bit of oil, and if you're not comfortable with that, maybe you can find another way. I just don't know how it would work if you didn't add a tiny bit. Like, I know some people say, oh, if you buy a really good one, you don't really need it. But I had a crazy expensive one, like crazy expensive. It was a gift. It was super fancy. I barely even used the thing because it was just heavy and super fussy. And I still had to use oil with that thing because it didn't make it any more non-stick. You know, like I would really love some nice ceramic plates where the waffles just, you know, come out really easy, just like my other cookware. But I have not found that with these machines, and it's just one of those things. You just got to deal with it and be okay with adding a little bit of oil here and there. Okay guys, so I have 11 pancakes here. Sorry, I keep saying pancakes because it was originally my pancake recipe. I have 11 waffles here, and they're a pretty good size. They're like mini, but they're not like super tiny. And they all turned out so cute. I really like the pumpkin, and I think this company has different shapes as well if you wanted to get other ones. It'd be kind of neat if you could change the plates, and probably there is a machine that does that, but whatever. I don't want to make snowflake Christmas ones. That would just depress me. So I'll just stick with these pumpkin ones and then make pancakes throughout the year, you know? And then the last one is here. So you can, yeah, you can get like 11 to 12, I would say, with the amount of flour that I used. So remember, depending on your flour, you may need to add a little bit more milk. So again, that might change the quantity of how many you get. So when I do it with oat flour, I tend to need a touch more milk versus the flour that I use, this organic unbleached one. So it really depends on what you're using, to be honest. So I only added the smallest amount of milk, and then I did not have to add any extra. So I believe it's like half a cup of milk, but of course I doubled it, so I put 1 cup of milk. But I also have in the recipe, it's like half a cup plus 1 to 2 tablespoons, depending on your flour. You can go back to the recipe, but I'm pretty sure that's what I said because of the flour. So like when you're making, because originally the first recipe was just for 4 regular pancakes, good size ones. It was the, you know, half a cup of milk and plus 1 to 2 tablespoons, because with oat flour, I tended to need that 1 to 2 tablespoons extra of milk. But again, if you're using a different flour, you may not need it. Like today, I did not need it. So I just, yeah, added a few ingredients. Like you guys saw, that was so easy to make all of these. Like, come on, how wonderful. You can also, you know, keep these in the fridge and just eat them as you need it. Like put it in a container. You can bring these to work with you, like super easy. You know, even if it's not the season of pumpkins, you know, it's fine. Still use the machine, or, you know, make waffles with the recipe or pancakes. You can still store these and they will taste really, really good. And it's a super easy thing to eat. So I've been adding a lot of extra protein in my food lately. You can throw in a touch of protein powder to these. I have before as well, but I didn't today. I just kept them plain, but that is an option if you wanted to. So now I'm just going to plate them and put some maple syrup on it, because, you know, Canadian pure maple syrup is what you want on here. Some people have butter on theirs, but I'm just going to keep it really simple, really delicious, and really easy. Oh my gosh, so cute. My last one was this tiny little pumpkin. Super, super cute. I am really, really liking this little waffle maker. So now I unplugged it and it's going to cool off before I can wipe it down. And I'm just going to wipe it with a damp cloth. And that is it. It is not very dirty at all, as you can see. I just spilled a little bit on this side, but yeah, super easy to clean. And just going to wipe that down afterward once it cools off. And that is it. Very easy cleanup as well. Okay guys, so here's how they turned out. Super cute. I'm just plating them. I'm having 4 of them, and I made these little ghosts out of bananas. If I had chocolate chips, that would have been so much better, because the chocolate chips stick better and they're little. But I kind of like the mouth being like, ooh, like scary and big with the chunks. But yeah, I just cut them and use them just to make little faces on them, and I just cut the bottoms just so that they can look kind of like a little ghost. And of course they're kind of ripe, so you want bananas that are not like super ripe, and it works a lot better. You just cut them in half and then just do the little design and give them a little face. And the mini vegan chocolate chips work really well. Pinterest has so many cute little ideas, but yeah, just something simple so I can get some fruit in as well. And that is pretty much it. Just a really quick and easy little breakfast. These took no time at all as far as the batter goes. It is a little time consuming when you're putting it into the maker, the waffle maker, but you know, it is what it is. Then you have a whole bunch, and then you can just make them and keep them in the fridge. Like I said, you can also freeze them if you wanted to. So, you know, like it's a little sacrifice for a bigger win, basically. So yeah, I just plated them on my little vintage plate. I love getting the old like cakeware, plateware. I do collect teacups as well, so I really like having these old-fashioned vintage serving plates, and that is what I'm going to enjoy these on. I'm not going to eat all 4 of these little ghosts. I'm probably just going to have one ghost, and call it a day, and then maybe save the other ones for later. But yeah, super cute, super easy. I hope you guys decide to make some as well, just to get a little bit festive and in the season. You know, Thanksgiving already passed for us. I still have my little sign here because I do keep it up until my Christmas stuff comes out. And it's another reason, you know, to be thankful, because these little things really make a difference for me. I love having, you know, decor like this out. Very simple, very easy decor, but it makes me feel really good. I love the fall season, and Halloween is approaching. So yeah, even though, you know, Thanksgiving has finished for us, it's still the Thanksgiving month. And I, you know, really like Halloween as well. We are big Halloween fans. So my little ghosts with my pumpkins, you know, they can be together. And I have pure maple syrup. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on top. I said a little, but of course a whole lot came out. And that is it, guys. Just really, really easy. If you wanted to, you could, you know, add other things to it. You know, if you have like vegan whip, if you want to make it very, very fancy and festive, you can go ahead and do that. If you are serving it for people, maybe for Thanksgiving, if you have people staying over or whatever, it is kind of cute and festive to put something a little bit extra on there. But otherwise, this is perfect for me. This is super delicious, and again, very, very easy recipe that you can use for a variety of different things, pancakes or waffles, whatever it is that you are craving. And I hope that you enjoy this recipe as much as I do.